Hey guys, Mango Recaps here. Today, I am going to explain Season 4, Episode 6 of the American science fiction horror series, titled Stranger Things. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and please take care. As a disclaimer, this video includes my own analysis, commentary, and it's not a substitute of the full movie. Click the link below to watch, buy or rent the movie. At the beginning of this episode, inside the Upside Down, Steve is being dragged by the monstrous bat, and groups are also fighting hard to chase away those monsters. Finally, the group becomes able to save Steve. By looking at Steve's wound, Robin is concerned that the bat might have rabies. So they must treat him as soon as possible before it becomes too late. Soon, they notice the huge numbers of bats coming toward them to haunt them. So they run toward the jungle, and hide under a big stone. Upside Down is the complete replica of the real world. After realizing the vines of Vecna is everywhere, Robin suggests they go to the police station, where they can find guns and ammunition, which they can use to fight against the bats. But the police station is far away, and Nancy has guns in her room, and they head toward Nancy's house. On the way, Steve thanks Eddie for coming to save him. Steve also got to know that Dustin always praises him and his bravery. Eddie sarcastically tells him that he cannot believe that Steve is a good fellow despite being rich and popular. Eddie also tells him, when he saw two girls jumping just to save him, he also jumps after them because it would be a shame if he would have stayed on the boat. Back in our real world, after the extreme and unbearable tortures from the Wallace, the poor detective reveals Eleven's location. The danger bell is ringing for the lab and the 11, as the army is on a mission to swap away from the lab and 11. In Nevada, 11 is trying her best to gain back her power, but still, she is not able to do so. Owens is concerned that they are not seeing enough progress despite the power outburst from 11, and on the other hand, there is not much time left. This puts Brenner under pressure and hence goes to 11, and encourages her to face her past bravely. He further tells her that, if she wants Nina to succeed, then she cannot hide from the truth, no matter how frightening it might be. To which, 11 agrees and is given a sedative shot to her. Brenner plays the recording, where he punishes 11's bullies, asking the truth about what happened to 11. Later, 11 plans to escape from there with this boy. She helps that boy to remove the chips from his neck by using her power, when they are stopped by the guard in the hallway. Surprisingly, the boy uses his power and kills the guards. Looking at him using power, she asks who is he. He shows her his wrist, and she finds the number 001 there. He is the number 1 subject of the Hawkins lab. To clear up the way for escape, one asks her to hide inside the closet, but 11 follows him and sees the dead bodies on the floor. Shortly, she sees him killing the children. This clears up that 11 is not the demon, she is not the killer. All this time, she blames herself for those deaths, but after looking at her flashback, hopefully, she might outcome her fear and gain back her power. This scene also connects us to the flashback at the start of episode 1. Back at Hawkins, police are at Mike's house and interrogating Dustin, Max, and Lucas. They tell the police that they haven't heard anything from Eddie, but Erica speaks up and tells the police that they are lying. This leads the police to be questioned them one by one. Over at the prison, Hopper and Enzo talk about their option for survival to fight against the monster. In the meantime, Murray and Joyce manage to get inside the prison. It's the time for the soldiers' enjoyment, so they take Hopper, Enzo, and others prisoner on the battleground. Demogorgon comes there, and starts to attack the other prisoners. Hopper wraps clothes around the spear, and put alcohol above it. After the multiple attempts to light the fire, he manages to set the fire on the spear, and manages to keep away Demogorgon from them. Military along with Joyce and Murray is watching all this. Enzo is trying hard to open the door but cannot. Thankfully, Murray manages to capture the chief of the prison, hold him hostage, and takes him to the control room. The control man resists opening the door. Murray knocks them out and opens the door. Thankfully, Hopper and Enzo are saved. Finally, Hopper and Joyce find themselves face to face. They have united again. Back at the Hawkins, after agreeing to take Erica on the team, Dustin figures out that psychic connections are the key to what is happening around the Hawkins. Dustin explains to them that mind flyers might be using Vecna to open the gate and Demogorgon to hunt the random kid, providing mind flyers the more power. So in each kill, the mind flyer opens the gate, which provides mind flyer with more opportunities and easy access to return. Inside the Upside Down, Nancy and the team reach her house, but couldn't find the gun. Nancy found that all her things are old and were thrown or sold during the time. And one more note, Nancy finds her daily things in her dairy till November 6, 1983. The day will missing and the day when the gate had opened. This means the mind flayer might have captured her house from that day. This clears that. Nancy and the team are in past right now, so they couldn't find the gun there. In the meantime, Steve hears Dustin speaking at Mike's house. Finally, the kids and Nancy communicate with each other through the light like Will had communicated with Joyce. Dustin asks them to go to Eddie's house from which he can pull them from one of the Vecna's gates. Max is just out after being questioned. Dustin calls her, and the group flees from there. Dustin and his team grab the bike, while Steve and his team also grab the bike from Mike's house. Both the teams head towards Eddie's house. I personally love this scene because these events are happening parallelly between the real world and the Upside Down. Both the gang manages to reach Eddie's place and communicate with one another through the portal. Thanks to Dustin's theory, his theory is finally connecting. Dustin throws the bed cover and it's stuck there. Robin is the first to be out, followed by Eddie. Nancy climbs up, but when she heads through the portal, she falls into the darkness, and again ends up upside down again. She falls in the pool at Steve's house and finds Barb's dead body there. Vecna is playing its game now. She walks inside the house and found herself in that fairy tale house. Also, inform her that he has been too busy, and he could not check on Victor. Vecna tells her that she was nearly close to the truth when they had visited Victor Creel's house. Vecna gives Nancy a trip down memory lane. At the same time, this episode also connects both the story, from one explaining 11, to Vecna flashing memory to Nancy. He tells 11 that, when he found the black spider in the vent, he found them endlessly fascinating. Nancy could see the visual there. One tells 11 that he could not live like others, and do normal things. He then realizes that he has psychic power and slowly starts to play his game, and makes Victor and his family believe that it is done by the unseen forces. His mother finds it out and wants to start his treatment immediately. She had planned to give him to Dr. Brenner for his treatment. He doesn't want that, and to stop her, he killed his mother and also mentioned that each life he took makes him stronger. In the hunger for power, he killed his sisters too. Due to excessive use of the power, he faints. But successfully he becomes able to frame Victor for killing his mother and sister. When Henry wakes up, he found himself in the Hawkins lab under the supervision of Dr. Brenner. Henry asks 11 to join him. She rejects him, but he keeps persuading her, saying that she is a prisoner there and is treated like an animal. However, 11 knows his dark secret and his desires. So, she makes him fly by using her power. The fight breaks out between them until she kills him, tears him apart and throws him inside the dark, and closes the door. Inside the dark, everywhere is red, and Henry is struck by the lightning, which turns him into Vecna ultimately. The episode ends here. Please, subscribe to watch new movies recaps, turn on notifications, and leave a like and comment to support the channel.